Was watching a robotic display and the aircraft was doing a tail slide. It's a figure where you go vertically up and it seems like you're shutting down the engine and the aircraft starts to slide back on its tail. And I saw it as a 6-year-old kid and I was like, Dad, I'm gonna do it in the future. And you know, many 6-year-old kids have different dreams every week. Sometimes you want to be a policeman, the week after you want to be a fireman. But for me, it has never changed. I've been flying now for 26 years and I still love it.
That's absolutely crazy that you just picked your direction and just stuck with it. I mean, your first flight lesson, you were 14 years old, and then by 16, you'd got your license. So there was definitely...
Your opponents are already there. Go on and join the Millie.
Method in your madness. This was all moving towards where you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was so motivated, like from the...
Trust me with that car. We finished prepping it like 10 minutes before you showed up. It is ready to gobble up every square mile of swampland, if you ask it to. Second lap, keep up with the beat, stay on top. It's a 3-lap brawl this time, don't waver. You can go full speed, through the mud, through water, through the weeds. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. Same goes for these ramps, flat out. All right. Water pond, don't think twice. Incoming. Make that Mustang jump like the devil is after it. Third and last turn of that swamp cruise. Go for it and don't be afraid to get your wheels dirty. Hold on to your saddle, cowboy. Yeah. That track's so good. Don't listen to me, just listen to this and knock some teeth out. Straight line. Use that nitro. jump, and you're done. Standing ovation. Show's far from over, though.
Let's get back to Motofest, the podcast. That in your madness, this was all moving towards where you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was so motivated.
We're keeping pace. The next event is just a few minutes away. A frantic race that goes from the coast to the countryside with an unmistakable Californian vibe.
That, like, from this air show, I started playing with aircraft models, free-flying models, and then I just went to the airport and I became what's known as...
Your next car is one of the most recent entries when it comes to muscle cars. The 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500. Your opponents do not stand a chance.
A hangar rat, you know, cleaning the airplanes for everyone, and in exchange they would take me for a flight and usually let me fly the aircraft, give me the first lessons. By the time I went solo at 16, I was over the moon. It's been a lot of hard work, but so rewarding as well.
Luke, we were just saying to you just then, flying was always going to be...
That's my jam right here. A good old-fashioned off-the-grid competition and a mean muscle car to kick everyone's butt. Come on, dude, bring the thunder. Eyes on the road. Man, I love that song. Hey, where's my guitar? Find it, damn it. Bottom line is, with my cars and my songs, you're winning this thing. Period. Have you ever driven from San Diego to Palm Springs? It's a beautiful scenic route. I'm getting kind of the same vibe from this ride. Kick-ass views and nice stretches of asphalt to let your mount run wild. The best things America can offer. Mustang Shelby GT500 is a bit on the modern side. Let me tell you, these cars have come a long way since their first appearance. Used to call them hot rods back in the 50s when greasers just started putting large displacement engines, called big blocks, in cheaper cars. The tech's evolved a great deal since then, but one thing is for sure. The same thrill that drove people to push boundaries back in the day is what's still driving us now. Straight across the roundabout. Don't bother slowing down. One final turn, enter the military base, and that's it. The boys are back in town. There we go. You're first. Couldn't have gone any other way.
The podcast is back on. Our guest still has plenty of things to say. Luke, we were just saying to you just then, flying was always going to be what you were going to do. And I'm going to give you a question which I almost feel like I know what the answer is already.
You got the toughest cars, so let's take them to the toughest spots. Face to face with the island's guardian.
If you could be a car, a plane, a boat or a motorbike, which would you be and why?
Yeah, of course I'd go for a plane, but this is what my life is all about. It's always been about flying. I have 13,500 hours in the air. That's like 4 years of my life. 10% of my life has been spent in the air. So I just want to be a better pilot with every flight I take.
I'd love to know more about the bullseye stunt. I mean, we saw and heard it at the beginning of the episode. Personally, for me, I remember seeing that and I watched the video and I had a heart attack and was like, oh my God. But obviously I know that this guy made this happen because everyone's celebrating it, but I couldn't cope with it.
I almost got a heart attack on the first one as well. It was incredibly difficult project that we did. Landing a plane in such a short distance. It's not something very unusual for this kind of aircraft, but landing the plane on a small helipad that is 600 feet in the air, 200 meters above sea level, that hasn't been done before, and it comes with a lot of difficulties. One of those difficulties is the shape of the building created very special wind vortices, like a little tornadoes coming off the building, hitting the helipad, and these tornadoes wanted to suck in my aircraft and throw it towards the building, and that's what happened on the first two attempts when the winds were quite strong. So usually if you try to land short, you want a lot of wind because the wind will assist you, but not on a helipad. On a helipad, the less wind we had was easier to fly with the plane. So all in all, it took me like 650 practice landings.
I'm talking about the volcano, of course. Remember when I told you Jim would drive these cars on the moon if he could? Well, this is as close as it gets.
Before I went for the actual landing on the helipad, and the first two attempts on the helipad on a windy day, they were, not very successful. And then we had to reset and try again the day after, so that was quite challenging.
I feel like the stakes are quite high, especially when you're doing something like that as well. Not only are you on like the Red Bull World stage creating a moment in history, there's the practical element of it as well, of trying to land this thing on a really tall building.
Yeah, so for me, being the best pilot I can be, it's
Once again, a Mustang GT specially tuned for off-roading is waiting for you. This car is your best chance to make it through that David versus Goliath kind of trial.
most rewarding. I'm not doing any of this for fame or money or whatever. I'm just doing it to show that I'm good, and I always
See it in the distance. It's waiting for you.
just want to be the best I can be. And I think we proved with this project that was one of the toughest things I ever did with the plane, and now we can see how successful the project was. We have like way over 1 billion views on the videos all over the platforms. So.
That's brilliant. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, for you guys that are listening at home, air sport, the sky is literally the limit with this. Aerobatics is a bit like acrobatics, except you're flying an aircraft. There's a lot of other things to consider, though, when you are flying. There's obviously safety, speed, weather. Luke, can you give us...
Another one of my rally raid prepped Mustang GTs, just the right tool for the job. Rad! Check this out. Man, you're gonna have fun. Check out the mountain peak. That's the power I'm talking about. Hang on, it's gonna get bumpy. Straight ahead, shoot for the stars. Hey, look at the stands on your left. Looks like you got some spectators. Let's give them their money's worth. Ready to fly. That's right. the descent, but save some of your nitro for the jump. Now, thrusters on full. And we have liftoff. Time for the killing blow. Right on. Center stage, dude. Hit the lights. That's how you rock the house.
Back to our podcast. So when you are flying, there's obviously safety, speed, weather.
I believe it is safe to say that so far this playlist is no picnic.
Can you give us a rundown of like 3 main things that you have to be watching out for when you're...
You may even think that we've already seen everything there is to see about muscle cars, and assume it can't get more intense than this. Well, hold on to that thought.
Tend to do some aerobatics in the sky.
Yeah, I think first will be the weather. All our aircraft don't have very sophisticated instruments, so we have to fly what's known as VFR condition, visual flying rules. We always have to see the ground. We have to stay.
We're going for a ruthless showdown way above the speed limit and way beyond your expectations. Plus, it's a chance to see just how far muscle car customization can go and how cool it can look.
Outside of the clouds and the winds play a big factor. Then, of course, is the technical standard of the aircraft. We always try to make sure that the aircraft is airworthy. Having an engine failure approaching a helipad so close to the building or flying upside down 2 meters above the runway, yeah, it's an extreme sport. So second, for sure, would be the technical side, and I think the third, but.
Send him on the ropes. Some serious curves are coming right off the bat. Eagle eye, and try to keep your machine under control. Off the winding part of the road. Now you can let the supercharged V8 do the talking. Now you probably figured out by now I'm a massive Shelby GT500 fan. But you're currently driving my meanest one, my special Jimbo Full Power Edition. one of the highlights of my collection. Calls to me in my sleep, it does. And it doesn't take no for an answer. Reach the harbor real soon. Quickly closing in on the finish line. Don't you flinch now. Buff right out, but still. That's it. Fire up your guns. That was quite the show. Now all that's left is the encore.
The podcast continues.
2 meters above the runway. Yeah, it's an extreme sport. Second for sure would be the technical side, and I think the third, but as equal as the other two, would be of course pilot fitness, and we want to make sure I'm rested, I'm in a good physical condition. The G-forces is something that we fight with a lot. We fly from -8 Gs to +10. What it means, I can get up to 10 times heavier, like weighing 80 kilos. I have 800 kilos of force hitting my body. The blood is 10 times heavier, and it drains away from the brain, goes towards my legs. And you can faint and you can lose your consciousness, and that can be, of course, very dangerous when you're close to the ground flying at 400.
You now know muscle cars have been around since the second half of the 20th century, but somehow we've yet to get you one of the classic oldies.
Kilometers per hour.
Yeah, that does sound pretty crazy. I've seen some of the videos, where people, when they put passengers in the plane. That's why I'm frightened, Luke, when you said if I can go in the plane. I'd be like, I'd pass out.
Well, at Jim's request, we decided to catch you on the fly and save the origin story for the grand finale. There's an absolute classic heading your way, the grail among collectors and Jim's greatest pride, the Mustang Boss 429.
Oh, I'd be rubbish. You'd be looking back and I'd just be asleep in the back seat. Terrible. Luke, help us understand a little bit more about the specifics of your job. I mean, because what people need to know is obviously you compete in Red Bull Air Race as well, and that is a competition.
Prepare for the centerpiece of American muscle car history.
So what are the skills and the awareness that you need to be able to do this?
Yeah, Red Bull Air Race was one of the best flying I ever had a chance to do. And you fly aircraft at 400 kilometers per hour between gates, which are only 15 meters apart. And the entire track has like 6 kilometers to make a full roll. You need to be incredibly...
This is our final show. Let's get loud. You're driving my #1 car, the star of my collection, the 1969 Mustang Boss 429. The name speaks for itself. One of the oldest muscle cars. Still one of the greatest too, honestly. Second lap, but no second guessing. Keep it real. The Boss is an icon. It shaped the golden age of muscle cars from the 60s to the early 70s. This was one of the top dogs. The age when these cars stopped being called hot rods or drag racing cars and became muscle cars. That's right. Even though the hot rodding mindset had been around since the early 50s, it wasn't until the 60s that the term muscle car popped up, embodying an entire generation's rebellious state of mind. At that time, if you were into muscle cars or just into cars in general, the place to be was Detroit. Man. Ever heard of Woodward Avenue? A renowned street for car duels back in the day. Third lap. Let's end this with a proper charge. Show them who's the boss. what they deserve. The muscle car spirit in you. Actually, I know 2 words. You rock. Catch you later.
You've yet to claim your reward, driver.
All right, let's keep talking.
To be incredibly precise and really good pilot in order to plan, not to stay behind the plane. Really good hand-to-eye coordination, I think, is a key factor, and as well as physical fitness, because, we are so close to the ground, pulling high G forces. If you lose your...
The muscle car spirit is described in many ways, but nothing speaks to it better than a head-on encounter with the chrome itself. I hope you've enjoyed this wild experience to its fullest.
Concentration for a couple of seconds, this can be really bad for you.
Can you tell us, how you came from, it's quite a small place in Poland that you grew up in, to how you managed to take those steps to becoming the amazing pilot that you are today?
I think it's all about the motivation. If you have a big goal set somewhere on the horizon, then you find a way to find the next step and next step. And it's all about those small steps that when you achieve them, they will keep you going. And, I didn't have a very rich parents to support me. To start gliding, I was doing building jobs, renovating the hangar, helping out around the Eurocamp when I was 19.
As much as Jim would have liked to stick around, his expertise and passion are already requested elsewhere. But he left a special note for you. It says,
I never thought riding passenger could be this much fun. Keep on rocking. Yes, hope you'll dig the souvenir.
Had to make some decisions about going to uni or maybe to the Air Force. The Air Force didn't recruit. I didn't have money for the uni. But I was so motivated, I applied for an all-per.
This playlist.
The podcast continues.
But I was so motivated, I applied for an all-per program, and I became a babysitter at 19. I moved to UK, and when the kids were at school, I would just run to the airport and help with the aircraft maintenance there. That's how I got my
new playlist ahead. Let's go.
Private pilot life.
We put this playlist together to give you a taste of Japanese racing culture.
Business for powered aircraft. Yeah, I just kept going at it, and it was the motivation to go to Western.
What I was thinking to myself when I was listening to your story there, not everybody feels as comfortable as you would be flying a plane. I mean, much less racing or backflipping in one. What are your top 5 tips for anyone who wants to successfully fly a plane?
You need to love it. When I started flying, you can just imagine my disappointment. It's been my dream for many, many years, and I started flying. What I realized is that I'm getting a motion sickness, and I was sick every single flight. But human body is so amazing, and it adapts. That after a couple of months, I didn't have a problem with that. And there's been so many obstacles in my life that try to stop me from flying. If you love it, you'll do anything to be good at it. And I'm thinking I'm a perfect example of someone going from zero to hero just because of my incredible motivation and the drive to do things, and not a lot of financial support or anything from it.
Spoiler alert! You'll be doing everything from drifting in the mountains to racing heavily customized vehicles. And there's no one better than Japanese speed racers to show you the ropes. You'll get extra detail real soon, but let's head to the container first.
What else?
It's hard to explain to somebody who, when you want to do something so bad. I mean, I've only talked about drifting from my side, and it's like, you're like, I don't have the money to do this, but I know I'm going to make it happen, and I've got no choice really. I've got to put myself on the track, or in your case, put yourself in the air, and that's kind of it, and you sort of just make it happen. You just have to push and push and push. And everything, when you wake up every single day, if you have that one thought in mind, you're able to make it happen, I think.
Absolutely. And, it will drive you to find ways to do it. Like, buy another set of tires or buy another hour of flying. There's been time where I was working 12 to 14-hour days, 7 days a week, working 2 or 3 different jobs sometimes. Just to pay for another hour of flying and another flying lesson, and it's been worth it.
Well, let's talk about the Carbon Club UL. I mean, we've just obviously heard the noise of it. This is the plane that you use for the bullseye stunt, as well as the Edge 540, which is a single-seater and 2-seater. These are the planes that you use for competition and day-to-day life. I'm feeling nosy. If I was to take a look inside these vehicles, what would be some exciting features that I would find?
I think for someone who's into car racing, drifting, or rallies, I think the power-to-weight ratio is quite impressive. The aircraft that we landed on the helipad, it weighs 900 pounds, or for those of you in Europe, 400 kilos, and it has 230 horsepower. It's got a nitrous in it, like some of the racing cars, and with a flick of a switch, I can get my engine to get a 50 horsepower extra to go around. The aerobatic aircraft, I have a 10-liter engine, which develops 350 horsepower in the aircraft that weighs just over 600 kilos, so it's close to Bugatti Veyron, I would say. And that's what allows me to fly the aircraft vertically up and achieve 400 kilometers per hour in the race aircraft, or thanks to a massive big wing, I can fly as slowly as 50 kilometers per hour in the carbon cap. So, out of those two, it's really hard to say which one is my favorite, but those two are extremely different and opposite to each other. One was made to go fast, the other one was like a rock crawler, slow going, and but I love them both. It's like choosing your favorite child.
How are you sort of refining and modifying these planes to keep up with the demands of the sport? I mean, I know we're always putting, different superchargers or turbochargers on our cars to make it faster. Like, our sport is constantly evolving, so there's always modifications that you need to do in order to keep them up to spec. Is it the same for planes?
We'd love to modify them. It's not so easy to modify the aircraft because there's a lot more regulations that you have to comply with. The carbon cap that I used for Dubai, this one has been quite heavily modified from the original. We removed the fuel tanks, which are usually situated in the wings, when we put them in the back of the plane to have the center of gravity as low and as far back. That would give me better braking. We designed a carbon fiber belly cover that would protect the aircraft in case I strike the edge of the helipad with my tail. It was like a big bumper, and of course we had nitrous in it. So I felt like Fast and Furious.
That's proper, having nitrous in a plane. I'd never even heard of that. Do you have to keep the gas bottle up there as well? Like, that's quite heavy.
Yeah, but the bottle was also in the bag. That was further enhancement to the center of gravity. So.
Well, speaking of nitrous and cars and everything involved in that, you once raced your plane against Ben Collins in an F1 car. Can you tell us how this came about and who won the race? Was it the plane or the car?
Yeah, so we raced the BMW against my Edge 540 at one of the air shows in Poland. Stig was the driver, and I have to say I'm very proud that
Perfect. Love it.
After 2 laps, I had to go at idle to try to make it look like we finished close, but yeah, I won it, and I won it with a big margin.
Are there any other memorable stunts that we should know about, and how do these help you become a better competitor? I mean, we've all seen the bullseye stunt because that was just unbelievable, but is there any other ones that sort of stick out in your mind as that was a good day at work?
Yeah, for sure. I think my first big project with Red Bull was flying under the bridges in Warsaw. Me and the Czech pilot Martin Sonka, we flew under 3 bridges in Poland trying to paint the Polish flag, the Polish National Flag Day. And then of the Polish, like, famous cities. And the project that gave me idea for the bullseye landing later. I also had some fun flying with some of our skydivers, like Game of Air with Maja Kuczynska, where, you know, I was chasing a skydiver with my plane flying around her.
Casual.
Yeah, another day at work, you know. And I have to say it's the best office you can get, even when I fly the big commercial plane.
We're going to talk about dream vehicles right now. Everybody's got a dream vehicle. Today is your lucky day, Luke. You've been given a ticket to test fly any type of aircraft that your heart desires. Which model would you choose, and where would you take it?
I would go for a classic. Like, for a lot of car lovers, they would go for a 1960s Mustang or a Buick Charger. I would go for a Mustang as well, but it's a P-51 Mustang. It's an American-built fighter from the Second World War, and the aircraft is absolutely incredible. It's fast, looks very good. For those of you who watched the Tom Cruise, that's the plane, the silver plane that he was cleaning in his hangar, and I know he's got one, and I hope that's a plane that I will fly one day.
I feel like an old Mustang like that would sound absolutely unbelievable. Like, when I think of like vintage cars, what I love about it is the smell, is the sound, you know, these sort of big displacement engines with straight through exhaust. Are we talking the same language here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a V12 engine.
Wow.
I don't know the capacity from my head, but that must be like 20-something liters capacity there. You're operating at 1,000 horsepower plus, and straight out exhaust. When it starts up, you can see the flames coming out of the exhaust manifold, and the sound is absolutely incredible.
Aside from planes, what are some of the other memorable vehicles that you've tried or seen or...
So many.
I know, that's such a hard question. It's just like, I don't know, Becky, like there's like 50 that I've seen over the years.
I'm a very competitive person, so whatever you put me in, I'll do my best to win it. Like go-karts, don't get me even started in go-karts, because I'll be a rider running to everyone just to win the race. And yeah, I think I'd love to be a race car driver, like to compete in racing cars, and Formula One would be fun to drive. I would love to drive one of those, and yeah, I'd go for Formula One.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love the fact that we're actually really similar in the sense that car people and aeroplane people still like the old stuff, but like the new, all carbon, super slick, like that's great. But where our heart really lies is in the old school, in the big V12, V16s, V10. Like that's me. V8s, V10s, all of the old school stuff. So I'm delighted that there is that crossover between different sports, but the same feeling, right?
Absolutely, the scent of the old V8s, V12s makes you so sentimental.